Family businesses are not all that uncommon, but finding one nearly 60 years old and still being run by the family is quite extraordinary. Rodney Mull takes us to Central Georgia, where family roots run deep in this business profile.
The Woodbury Box Company. No longer making boxes and no longer in Woodbury, but after 58 years, still a family-run business. Susan Hall is Woodbury Box's second generation. Her mother and father built the small manufacturer up from nothing after the Second World War. The company enjoyed years of success, making peach boxes and even caskets at one time. But in 1961, Woodbury Box Company found its niche, industrial mop components, and soon took the majority of the national market for such products.
My dad always said that he never had a salesman, he never traveled. He said, you make a good product and you're honest and word will travel.
Time went on with Goodyears and Lean, and eventually Susan's father passed away in 1984. And by 1988, her aging mother needed help, so Susan left a career in math education to take over the family business, a business in dire need of upgrades in leadership.
I think the reason that I came to Woodbury Box Company was that we had a family jewel that someone was going to have to take and polish if it was to be passed on.
Part of polishing the family jewel was an investment in high-tech upgrades and relocation. And that's how the Woodbury Box Company ended up moving to Thomaston in 1994.
I looked at several places. I looked in Woodbury, I looked in LaGrange at the time, and I looked at Thomaston, among others. I never dreamed when I came over to Thomaston that day that we would end up in Thomaston. But all the way home after that day, I thought, this is some kind of town. This is some kind of place to do business. Thomaston offered us an environment in which a small manufacturer could really thrive. I think the major reason the company has survived is the good name. I've thought often about the challenges we have faced, and I thought often about, well, you did inherit a company at that time with a lot of challenges, but what did your family really leave you? They left you a company that had a good reputation for doing business in an honest and ethical way and producing a good product. So I think that's what we have built on all these years, is being honest business people with quality products.
The family legacy at the Woodbury Box Company doesn't end with Susan Hall. The next generation is slowly taking over the reins of the company.
Susan's 3 adult children all have a part in running the company. Her son Dan, now head of operations, works with his mother daily, helping transition leadership of the company to the younger generation.
I remember when my son decided to come here. As we were talking about it, he looked at me before he told me he'd come and he said, Mama, how long do you think you'll stay? He was afraid I wouldn't leave. I think he had visions that, you know, maybe I'd be sitting here the day before I died when they took me to my funeral. And that happens a lot of times with first-generation owners, you know. But I'm not the founding father, and I've enjoyed it, but I'll retire. So after he had been here 1 year, I never will forget it. And we were going down the benchmarks we had set and checking off the things he had learned that year. And he looked at me and he says, Mama, you're not going to leave anytime soon, are you?
As far as the pressure, when you just knowing the people on a personal level out there that work for us, you know, they're depending on me to come in here and keep this thing going. We all want to work and we all want to make a living. And just knowing that burden is laid upon the leadership here is, it can be overwhelming if you think about it too much. But it also, it keeps your drive also. So it's a two-way street. So I look forward to the opportunity.
An opportunity Susan will one day pass on, with the legacy of her father ever present. Rodney Mull, Georgia Business Report, Thomaston.